When I'm doing my monthly page in this book, it's usually only scheduling in how I'm going to accomplish the monthly goals that I set. Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to be back on the MäksēLife YouTube channel. I'm honored to be here again. My name is Hannah. I run the account HanCanPlan, and I am a huge MäksēLife fan. I am so excited today because I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite products from MäksēLife, and that is the Companion Notebooks. If you are like me, I think that us planners, we can sometimes hop from planner to planner, or we might be loyal to a planner brand, but still want to invest in ourselves. The MäksēLife goal setting system is just an amazing tool to have no matter what planner you are in. And these allow you to use it in any system. I know for me, I've had a couple of months this year where I started off in the flagship and it just became a season of life where I was living off that Google Calendar, but I kept these companion notebooks by my side and they really helped me reset and realign every month and every quarter. And I'm so excited to finally bring out my last book, which is this pink one. I saved my favorite for the last quarter, and I'm going to reset and realign my goals for these last few months of the year. So I'm going to show you a couple of the pages in the one that I'm currently in. I started this one in July. So here you have a July monthly. And I just wrote some of my goals into this monthly and when I was going to accomplish them. And then I set monthly goals on this page. I just used some colorful pens that matched the MäksēLife colorway. And then it takes you into reflections and weekly actions. And that is what you get in here every week. You're going to be breaking down your goals and just keeping those things that are important to you in mind. Before I jump into this one, I want to finish off this book by doing a couple of the last pages together with you. When the final month ends in this 3-month system, which, like I said, you can start these at any month of the year. It doesn't have to be January, April, July, and October. It doesn't have to. You can do this anytime. It's super, super flexible. One of the keys to the MäksēLife system is reflecting and assessing where you are and where you have been and how far you've come. That is what we are going to do here. The first thing I want to do is rate my satisfaction in each of these 8 areas of life. So 1 would be the lowest and 10 would be the highest. You can do their assessment scoring quiz again. That is in this book or in your flagship planner. I generally just do it on how I'm feeling about that area when I'm doing my quarterly assessments for the year. So for my personal, I've been feeling really good. I've been doing a lot of journaling and reflecting and spending time with myself. And so I'm going to give myself an 8 in that area. For fun and recreation, I've been so busy that I actually feel not so great about this. We have not been getting out as much as I want to. So I'm going to give myself a 6. Work and learning, I'm going to give myself a 9 there. We've been developing some great systems and really accomplishing a lot of the goals that we had for ourselves this year. Family relationships, I'm going to give myself a 9 as well. Health and wellness, I'm going to give myself an 8. And spiritual and personal growth, I'm going to do an 8 as well. Financial, I feel like I've been a little bit of a free spender this past quarter. So I'm going to give myself a 6 there. I feel like I need to rein in those planner purchases. And then physical environment, we do have some goals for our home that I want to accomplish. So I'm going to give myself a 6. Then I take those scores there and I'm just going to write them down. And then I'm just going to go through and look at my last companion notebook and write down the scores that I had from the beginning of the quarter. So you can see some of the scores stayed the same, some of them went down, some of them went up. But I think for the most part, my scores increased. Then I will go through and just do some of this quarterly assessment. It asks some questions like what personal actions contributed the most to these results, 3 words that describe how I generally felt over the 90 days, and where is my biggest opportunity for growth, and what area of life will be my main focus. So I'm just going to take a second to fill that out. One thing I'm noticing as I filled this out, and just how I feel while I'm contemplating and thinking about my life right now is that we've had a very busy and overwhelming season. I also noticed that my fun and recreation score is one of my lowest scores. I have decided that my biggest opportunity for growth is just in resting and in bonding and having fun moments with my family. And that's something I would like to focus on, especially as the holidays are coming up and this season of beautiful weather here in Vegas. I would like to have that be my main focus while still keeping these other ones in the momentum that I'm feeling from them right now. So that is the quarterly assessment. And now I can open up my new book and we can start setting those monthly goals. When I'm setting my monthly goals, one of the first things I like to do is open up my annual goals page. These are the goals I set at the beginning of my planner. If you don't have them done in your flagship, they would be done in here. These are the same pages that are in the back of the book that come with your companion notebooks. I just didn't rewrite them because I did it in my flagship at the beginning of the year. But these are the same pages, just smaller, and you get that in this beautiful system here. But so I'm going to pull these out. I'm going to put them to the side as I pull out this book. And we can get started. I love opening a new book. All right, I finished it up. I did this off camera because this is often something that takes a little bit of time and thought, especially with the monthly goals. I feel like the weekly actions go a little bit faster. Here's what a blank monthly goals page looks like. You have your 8 areas of life, and then this top line here says focus. This month, I just decided to do 1 or 2 words in each of those areas. Like in personal, I put my focus would be routines. And then I used my MäksēLife markers here. I love the dot markers because I love color coordinating things. I just put dots and then wrote down a few goals that I have in each of those areas. So for my personal, under routines, one of the goals is create some routines for morning, evening, work, home to simplify my life. And then for fun and recreation, this is one that I wanted to focus on. So I put fun movement would be my focus, and that goes along with my health goals, and it gets us outside. It's definitely one of the goals that I have. So I put go on a hike sometime this month, get outside a few times a week. I love to go on walks, and that is very rejuvenating to me. Anyway, I just went through each one of the areas of life and wrote the word that I wanted to focus on: fun, movement, consistency, connect, chore chart. And then I take these goals, and the page before your monthly goals is actually a monthly layout, which you can take those goals and schedule them in. So there's a couple goals in here that I had that I wanted to schedule in, and I know it looks a little busy. For me, I can automatically see where my work and learning goals are in here, and where my health goals are in here, where my spiritual goals are in here, because they're standing out with the highlighters. So I just took the MäksēLife highlighters for each of those areas of life. For example, this one is spiritual and personal growth. And I did a highlight where that goal happened and then wrote on top of it. So it's just easy for me to visualize. Then if you want it to be cute, you can get stickers. If you know me, you know I love stickers. So I'm just going to put a couple things in here to decorate for the month, just because that makes me happy and it always makes planning a little bit more fun. I'm going to write in October up here as well. When I'm doing my monthly page in this book, it's usually only scheduling in how I'm going to accomplish the monthly goals that I set. So I don't put the kids' volleyball practice or anything like that in here. This is just stuff that's related to goals. So one of my goals is to work out, and so I put in my workouts here. I also have a goal to post on social media each day, so I wrote that here as well. I have a goal to send out a newsletter, so I scheduled that in for the week. And that is how I set up my monthly goals to get started for October. So the next step would be turning to this page where I will reflect on the week prior. So these are your weekly actions. I reflect on wins, what worked, what didn't work, lessons learned, and adjustments needed, so that I can make sure my weekly goals are realigned with my new goals I set for the month. And then I will do that weekly for the rest of the month until the next month starts. So I love these books so much. They work so perfect with whatever system you are in. I just love how flexible they are, and they really do adapt to whatever season I am in my life, whether that is this and a journal or this and another planner. Whatever I am in need of that month, these work with it. They are super, super flexible. The last thing I want to do is bring in a couple of things from this quarterly goal toolkit. So these are something that you can add on. They go great with the flagship or the companion notebooks. I love them. There's so much in here, like so much that you can do to enhance your goals and your planning for the month. They have all sorts of pages like quarterly reset checklists, quarterly intentions. They have monthly trackers. They have monthly recaps, ideal week. Some of these open up big so you can see. This is one of my favorite things that they have in this, and I love that. I have one already that I'm working with that's working well right now. Wins and highlights, gratitude, yes, no list, seasonal bucket list. So I actually put the two that I want to bring in the back here so I could grab them easily. One of them is a seasonal bucket list. I love making seasonal bucket lists, especially for the fall, winter season when there's so much that we want to do. And the other one that I wanted to bring in is gratitude. So I'm actually just going to set these up for this season, and I'm going to just be tucking them in to this folder in the back so that I can pull them out as I'm setting my goals in the upcoming weeks and months and make sure that I am doing my gratitude and that we're getting some of these bucket list things in. I know November is sometimes when people do like their fall gratitude list. I want to do it in October just to kind of get my mind into that. Sometimes these holiday seasons can just feel so congested and full and busy. Sometimes gratitude is just grounding and helps me find joy in those more busy moments. So I'm just going to write the month here. That says month right there. And I'm going to do October. And then I just kind of want to bring in some fall colors. So I think I'm going to use these three right here. And you don't have to do this. This is just to make it a little bit more fun. I think there are 28 lines here, so it's not quite enough for the month of October if I was going to do like a line a day. So I'm going to do as much as I can here, and then I might continue it on the next page. Let's see. Maybe I'm just going to do orange and yellow. That looks kind of October-y. I've seen people do the cutest things with these markers, different like artwork with them. It's really amazing, but I generally do lists with them. And if I'm getting really creative, I'll do more than one color like this. So now I'm going to just write the number next to it for the date. So I'll just do the first one here, even though it's not October 1st yet, but I'm going to write it down anyway. My daughter, Emma, you may know because she was a cover artist for 2025. She has been gone for 18 months and she comes home right before October begins. So I am going to write down, I'm so happy that Emma is going to be moving home. She won't be here for that long because she's going back up to art school, but we have her for a few months before she leaves. So that's my first gratitude, probably my biggest gratitude. And you know what? I'm going to add a little sticker down here for this one as well because things are always better with stickers. Okay, so there's my first of these set up. And then I also want to do a seasonal bucket list. I want this to be for the quarter, but I also want it to be separated by months. So I'm going to get a ruler and then I'm going to draw a line, separate these into thirds. And then I'm just going to give a title to each one. So the first month, October, I'm just going to do a little highlight for the month. I'm going to use yellow for November. And for December, I'm going to use red. And then I'm just going to write the month on those highlighters. And then I just want to make a goal. This goes along with my fun and recreation that I wanted to do for the quarter too. I just want to write down maybe 5 or 6 things that I want to do each month. So I'm going to just put those dots with the months. These are just like fun bucket list things that I want to do with my family. So for October, we have this really darling little pumpkin patch here that does apple cider donuts. So I want to go get apple cider donuts. I also want to hike Red Rock. November, I really want to go visit family for my birthday. So I'm going to say a family road trip where we can kind of stop off at my parents' house, my in-laws' house, and our siblings along the way. In December, I want to go to the Cactus Gardens. It's one of my favorite things to do here in December. It's at the FLM Chocolate Factory. It's just free and you get to walk the beautiful lights at the Cactus Gardens. It's really fun. I also want to do gingerbread houses. And I'm not sure what else I'm going to add on, but I'm going to add on some fun things to make sure I'm getting in that fun and recreation. Thank you so much for being here on the MäksēLife channel today. It is so fun to connect as a community. That is definitely a strength of MäksēLife, is the community that comes with it when you use these products. If you're interested in any of these products, they will all be linked in the description box below. I hope that you will join us in resetting and realigning your goals. Make sure to like and subscribe so you can know when the MäksēLife videos go up weekly. And also leave us a comment down below and let us know one of your goals that you're setting for the new quarter. See you all very soon. See you, bye.